Chapter 7, A Date with Desire. Remember, if you enjoy, to subscribe. We're on the Brooklyn Bridge. Your feet are poised on the edge of the curb as the cars whiz by. Freeze traffic. You quickly yank your hands backwards, and the congestion of the cars grinds to an uncanny halt. Well, that's one way to speed up my commute. Glare at Kaine as you take several steps back and resume the flow of time. What the hell, Kaine? If someone saw us... Relax. Mortals can only see what magic I want them to, which means they won't notice when I whisk you away to our next stop. He opens his arms to you so you can teleport, and you grumble a bit while you settle into the shelter of his embrace. But as you wait for the shadows to whisk you away, you notice something unsettling. I can't hear his heartbeat. Before you can ask him about it, the shadows take you. You materialize in the empty hall outside a pretty normal-looking apartment, hearing the soft sounds of a TV within. This doesn't feel like the spot for a wraith meeting. That won't start until midnight. Before then, I've got to do some recon, and it's not safe for you to come with. Just as he lifts his hand and knock, the door flies open, and an elderly woman looks you over with her eyebrows raised. You're with another stray, Wraith. Your gaze darts nervously between them, but Kaine only grins indulgently, pulling her into a kiss her on both cheeks. Willow, meet Donna Lucia, my lovely Lucy, the first witch who ever stole my heart. You didn't tell me you had other witch friends. You never asked. Don't tell me you thought you were my first witchling. You two are too comfortable dropping the W word where any of my neighbors could hear it. Get inside. You're ushered into her cozy apartment, where she mutters to herself as she gets to work putting on a pot of hot water. How do you know Kaine? Just call me Lucy, dear. All my friends do. Though that one lost the right when he left me during battle. You're still mad at me for skipping out on our little date. It was 1973, baby. We were all about free love. You hired us for a heist, abandoned us when the furniture came alive, and started attacking us. In my defense, I bruise like a peach, and I hate getting splinters. Besides, with your amazing talent, you didn't need me for the hard part. You must look really curious, because Lucy turns to the mirror in her foyer and speaks to her reflection. What do you think? Should I kick this wraith to the curb? You stare in amazement as her reflection speaks back. Don't rope me into this. You know I like looking at him. Lucy clicks her tongue admonishingly, but her reflection independently waves at you. Nice to meet you, kid. Make yourself at home. I'm sorry, what? You join her in the kitchen, where Kaine leans casually against the wall, watching Lucy with something almost like affection. I'm starting to get why Kaine brought us together. We have a bit of a reflection problem back at home. You quickly fill Lucy in on about Maggie's missing reflection. Your suspicions about Ferris, her frown deepens the more you say. Oh, this is troubling. I might be able to offer some advice. Of course you can. You're you! I'll be back to pick up Willow in a few hours. He retreats into the shadows and is gone before you can say a word. She clucks her tongue. Nothing but trouble, that one. What's a nice girl like you doing with a wraith like him? He... could be our only option. She gives a slow, sage nod and sighs. Oh, has it gotten to that point, then? What do you mean? What do you know? But she only shakes her head. All I know is if you're working with Kaine, you must be truly out of options. I wish you luck, whatever it is you're trying to do. She steeples her fingers and peers at you curiously. As for your problem, I can tell you what might help, but our time might be better used with a particular spell. I could get my coven over here in less than 30 minutes. What kind of spell is it? Nothing dangerous, reflections or whispers of our inner selves. This spell would get you in touch with yours. It may help you send Mistress of Doubt back where she belongs. Diamond choice. Minutes later, you're joined in Lucy's living room by her coven of eclectic older ladies. We're performing a defensive spell? Lucia, what sort of trouble are you getting into?
Don't tell me you're back in old habits, Lucy. This spell isn't for me, you old windbags. Everyone meet Willow. She and her sisters have gotten into a tight spot.
I really appreciate your help. You're introduced to the witches one by one. Yaba, Nozomi, Clara, and Marge. You're stunned by the size of the coven. Truthfully, we used to be two covens, but we spend so much time together that we just sort of naturally merged. Nozomi, whose talent is telekinesis, floats over a teapot as she speaks, and a bit of a hot water sloshes out towards the floor. Careful! Yaba uses her hydrokinesis to stop the water before it hits the ground with a flourish. Marge creates flowers out of thin air and begins steeping their petals for the tea.
They call it floromancy.
And I call it showing off. You startle as Clara's voice sounds in your mind, thanks to her talent of telepathy. She winks at you. You're also impressive, especially your amazing talents. Time magic is cool and all, but I'd love to be able to speak in someone's mind.
Oh, hang on. What's Clara saying about me?
Well, she knows. Nothing, Margie. Nothing at all.
With time, you and your coven will have talents as strong as ours.
Fortunately, time is kind of my strong suit. The ladies laugh brightly as they all gather around you, placing their teacups on the coffee table. Yaba lights a stick of incense.
Now, Clara and my magic are similar to your sister's Maggie's. I can access liminal spaces through mirrors.
And I can access people's thoughts, memories, dreams. We're able to guide you through the spell. The incense makes your eyelids feel heavy, and you look around wondering why the others don't seem as affected. What do I have to do? First, take a sip of the tea. It'll soothe you and help you fall asleep.
Then open yourself to suggestion. We'll do simple incantation, and then you'll find yourself in a dream space.
Sort of like a hypnosis. You'll be completely safe, and we'll pull you out as soon as you're ready to leave. You nod in your head and sink back into an overstuffed couch, lifting a teacup to your lips. Bottoms up. It's magic tea. The sweet floral tea instantly fills you with warmth and comfort. You let your eyes close, relaxing.
We cast this young witch upon the true face of the world.
Lend her the strength to battle her foes.
The wisdom to find her path.
And the courage to face herself. With our guidance, she will banish doubt and prevail. You feel weightless, their murmured incantation lulling you to sleep. You open your eyes and you have to blink a few times for your surroundings to clear. Yeah, no, that freaked with my eyes. Whoa. Warm summer sun and scent of popcorn are so real, you can almost believe you're in a dreamscape.
Willow, if the spell worked, you should be in a place of personal significance.
The circus. It is, sort of. When I was little, I used to dream of going to the circus with my family. Mom never had time, and well, it turned out most circuses aren't such magical places. But in my dreams, the circus was the greatest place a kid could visit. I always wanted to see bears and elephants, trapeze artists, the clowns, bears and elephants. The circus of my dreams had happy animals that would dance and jump around.
That's good, Willow. Hold on to the happy memory as you start exploring. If you're in a childhood wish, then you should be prepared. You're likely in the territory of your inner child.
At that, your heart skips a beat. Your inner child? You can't even begin to count the ways this might end up being scary. Okay, I'll be on the lookout. Suddenly you hear a vicious growl from inside the tent, followed by a scream. Someone's in trouble. You rush into the tent, panic seizes you, and you see a little girl cowering before a hulking, shadowy beast. Oh, that looks like fun.
Help me!
Little girl cries out, kicks her legs to keep the monster away. You quickly leap in action to save her. Just hang on. As the monster lunges, you throw up your hands and activate your magic. Freeze the monster, slow it down, reverse it. We'll freeze it. Magic holds and the beast freezes midair, its jaws wide open. Get away now. Little girl scrambles and hides under the bleachers nearby. Claire's voice rings out in your head.
This is a dream, Willow. Your magic is unbound by the restrictions of your talents. Try summoning an object to aid you.
Right. You let your magic drop, and the shadow beast rounds on you, snarling. Listen, I'm gonna summon a mallet, damn it, and I'm gonna beat you. As it leaps towards you, you think quickly about how best to vanquish the beast. If anything's possible here, then I have an idea how to stop this thing. A stick, a weapon, a lasso. Now we're looking to vanquish it, so... You open your palm and focus hard on making it appear. You grin broadly when a steel blade materializes in your hand. Whoa, it's way heavier than it looks on TV. The monster hesitates, its ears flattening against its head when you brandish your blade at it. Stay back. You punctuate your words with a slash of your sword. The monster retreats into a corner and then bolts out of the tent. By the way, it looks like Houndour from Pokemon. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. Satisfied with the monster won't return, you start searching under the bleachers for the little girl.
You saved me.
You turn to find her standing behind you, her eyes wide and shining with awe. Suddenly it hits you. You're me. The girl's eyes filled with tears. You crouch, you can look into her eyes, your heart twisting with some unknown emotion.
I didn't think anyone would come. Grown-ups never stop to help.
I know. You've spent a lot of time taking care of yourself, Willow. But it won't always be like this. There are people who love you, people who would do anything to protect you. Even when you feel like you might be crushed by your own self-doubt, they'll be there to remind you how awesome you are. A shy smile spreads across her face, across the face of yourself as a young kid.
You think I'm awesome?
Hell yeah, you are.
Whoa, you said a swear.
Another great perk of growing up. You can say all the swears you want. No one will yell at you for it. False. People still do. I'm serious. Your young self laughs, and the sound almost brings you to tears. You put your hands on the girl's shoulders and think of what to say to your inner child. Willow, thank you. You fought for us for such a long time, all by yourself. I don't think I ever realized that before.
What do you mean? You're always fighting for us, too.
Even though you feel down on yourself sometimes, you always do the best thing for us. But next time you feel bad, promise you'll remember the advice you gave me. Even when you feel like you might be crushed by your own self-doubt, they'll be there to remind you how awesome you are. You smile tenderly at your inner child and pull her in for a tight hug. I don't want to leave you alone again.
Duh. We're always together, but I'll find you again when you need me the most. Besides, I'm not alone.
Shadow Beast? Yep. It's cute. Turn shocked to find a tiny, adorable dog trotting into the tent. Oh, its eyes the blade at your feet warily. Wagging its tail as the dog crawls into your young self's lap. She smiles up at you as she scratches the dog behind its ears. Sometimes the things we think are scary aren't actually so bad. Your eyelids begin to feel heavy again. Your young self smiles at you before your eyes can drift closed. I'm so glad to be a part of you, Willow.
You know, Maggie and Saf are too.
Kinda nice. Be nice to speak to your inner self, wouldn't it be? That's the last thing you hear before everything fades to black. You jolt awake again in Lucy's living room and find her entire coven watching you intently.
So, what did you learn?
That I wish I could talk to my inner child, but for whatever reason it's hidden in some deep dark alcove in my brain. I don't know. You realize tears rolling down your cheek and smile as you wipe it away. The greatest remedy to doubt is belief. That I should try to follow my own advice. And most importantly, that my coven needs to make peace with ourselves to move forward. Lucy's coven murmurs among themselves and smiles.
Sometimes the simplest lessons yield the most powerful results.
Sometime later, Kaine rematerializes and you give Lucy a hug goodbye. Thanks for everything. It was an unexpected pleasure to meet another witch tonight.
Oh, don't mention it. But do take care of this one.
You should listen to her, she's a smart lady. Pausing, only to give her a kiss on the cheek, Kaine sweeps you away in the shadows. When you open your eyes again, you're in an alley right off a busy street somewhere in the city. You separate and Kaine gives you the rundown of what he learned. Alright, so, rumor has it Ferris herself will be at the thing. She's supposed to be making some sort of big announcement. That sounds like what we came for. Hopefully we can figure out what she did with Maggie's reflection while we're at it. Before we go, you might want to consider, I don't know, an outfit change. I'm the Master of Desire. If you're going to be seen on my arm, you should look the part. So, you want to take a cab to Saks Fifth Avenue now? No need for all that fuss. With a snap of his fingers, your clothes transmutate. Hey, I did not give you permission to change my clothing. Oh, okay. Come on, you have to admit, it's a massive improvement. You catch sight of yourself in a black mirrored window and barely recognize your own reflection. Oh, I mean, I don't know what to say. Looks like, you know, yeah. Okay, credit where credit's due. This is badass. Right, I was gonna question you being a representative of Desire himself in these duds. Come on, indulge me. Is this like a thing for you? Maybe. What? Give him a suspicious side eye. He only bites his lips slyly. Maybe, but it's a tactical move too. We're paying for this, even though he has the power to change your clothes for free. How does that work, Pixelberry? How exactly does that work? Kaine gives you an appreciative once over, his eyes glittering with mischief and desire. That's better. Can't go in there looking all witchy, might attract the wrong kind of attention. Haven't I already done that? Kaine winks. Yeah, but now you look as much of a badass as me. Less likely any race will want to mess with you. Especially the big bad me on your arm. Just don't snap my clothes away again. I want those back when this is over. Oh, you're no fun. We've got another hour or two to kill before midnight. May I walk you around the city? Kaine chivalrously offers you his arm. You roll your eyes. Nobody's falling for the knight in shining rags routine, Kaine. Come on. I promised Goldie I'd bring you back in one piece. This is a dangerous city, after all. Yeah, sure. The city's what I need to be worried about. Why did you bring us here so early anyway? Just wanted to make the most of our time together. Kaine, you're so full of it. No, really, I'm being sincere. Why am I coming on too strong? Jeez, I forget what witches are like, so distrustful. So if you've been sincere a day in your life, this is business, Kaine, that's all. Nobody ever said anything about bad ever came from mixing business with pleasure. Well, that's false. Pretty sure lots of people have said that. Well, I'm not gonna start listening to them now. You join the flow of pedestrians on the sidewalk. Even at this hour, Kaine seems to have a certain direction in mind. This isn't the first time you've come to the city, is it? Of course not. I've been a regular here since 1698. Catching your disbelief, he winks, and you're left wondering if you're just tricked again. Do you ever tell the truth? When I feel like it. Now, I have a question. Is the lovely Willow a big city girl or a wee country mouse? Honestly, it depends on my mood. If I had the choice, I'd just... You snap your fingers. Oof, myself back and forth whenever the whim strikes. That would be nice. Mercurial, I like it. And you know, you are a witch. You don't have to limit yourself to human norms anymore. Plane tickets are expensive. Maybe I'll just have Rainier teach me his ways instead. Hey, we're allies now. Play your cards right, maybe you'll learn a few tricks of, well, a few of mine. At the corner, Kaine buys you both hot dogs from a street vendor. You eat while strolling together. Thank you. Don't mention it, seriously don't. Especially in earshot of any other wraith. You roll your eyes, elbowing him, and he laughs. After all the worrying, it's odd how at ease you find yourself here with him. It's weird how almost normal this feels. That's weird now. It almost feels like we're on a date. He huffs wryly, shaking his head. I mean, cheap date, high risk of death, but okay, sure, whatever gets you going. I've had worse. Bar's low. Jeez. Lower than a date with the right hand of the Wraith King. I gotta hear this. We are not doing the bad date stories thing tonight. No way. Well, this night is young, and if this is a date, I want to get up my chances of a good night kiss. Who says anything about a good night kiss? Gonna make me work for it, aren't you? Alright, I'm game. Anyway, while I can appreciate the mundane now and again, I'd hate for you to get bored. As if there's any risk of that. How about I take you to my favorite spot in the city? Show you how supernatural folk experience New York. What is it, grunge bar? Mud wrestling pit? Cage match? All the above? The attitude on this witch. For your information, it is an underground art exhibit. He gives you a suggestive smirk, holding out one hand in invitation. Believe me, you've never seen anything like it. One piece of art behind him on his shoulder looks like an angel. Looks interesting. Well, in that case, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Exactly what I wanted to hear. He sweeps you in close, shadows envelop you both. Shadows fall away, revealing an abandoned subway station filled with broken bags of garbage, walls littered with rusty keep-out signs. Kaine, this is, honestly a little murdery. Don't worry, if I wanted to kill you, I'd be a lot more clever about it. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Because it doesn't. You wrap your arms protectively around yourself. Definitely don't think we belong here. Kaine strides confidently to a blank stretch of wall, kicking a few old cans of spray paint out of the way. Yeah, mortals aren't supposed to be. Are you a mortal? I guess not? No, you're still a mortal, you just have the power to do things. He comes back to where you're frozen with hesitation, ankle deep in old garbage. That's the spirit. Let's go. He waves his hand across the wall, whispering a password in a language you've never heard before, and the wall morphs and twists to reveal a portal. Oh, that looks like fun. Which is first? Of course. Flashbang. You stick close to Kaine as you head through the portal, and into a shockingly immense space. Normal-looking people amble about, their voices echoing softly. Wow, this is actually an art gallery. I appreciate that you thought I would lie to you. I thought you said it would be more supernatural, though. He comes up behind you, and suddenly his hands descend over your eyes. You shiver, feeling his lips whispering in your ear. Now I want you to see things as they truly are. His hands fall away from you, and you gasp as suddenly you're no longer surrounded by ordinary people. Whoa. An old woman in old-fashioned dress floats, completely transparent. Besides, pale strangers making no effort to hide their vampire fangs. Oh yes, this one is my favorite. Does have a certain vicious beauty I find intoxicating. You startle at the ethereal beauty of the two tall women beside you. One tucks her hair back, revealing a pointed ear. Oh, you've outdone yourself. Yet again, I love the way you've captured the beauty of the scenery, the lighting, and the colors. Well, I have been practicing for 300 years. These aren't people. Told you. It's my favorite hunt, literally. How did you find this place? He shrugs casually. I know people who know people. I'm guessing having friends in low places comes with certain benefits. He gives you a wicked grin. Something like that. The patrons aren't the only things that change. The art catches your eye next. Paintings which seem to move, and colors you've never seen and can hardly hope to describe. I can't even. Incredible, astounding. Hang on, I'll conjure you a thesaurus. You stare at the nearest painting, mesmerized, feeling as though you might fall into it or be hypnotized for an eternity before Kaine takes your hand. My favorite one's over here. He tugs you along past a group of oddly tall, frightening patrons with horns. Stop at a painting of a fallen angel who appears to actively weep when you look at it. What do you think? How does it make you feel? And don't hit me with its indescribable bunk unless you want me thinking you're a heartless robot. It feels like tragedy. It makes me feel heartbroken. I'm not sure why the angel's crying, but I want to cry with him. Something terrible happened here? I can't help but feel empathy. His expression is inscrutable, a rare troubled crease between his eyebrows. Why, what feeling do you get from the painting? When you look over at him, Kaine looks uncharacteristically sad for the briefest of moments. To me, it represents vengeance. Stricken by how suddenly vulnerable he seems, you take a half step towards him. Kaine, time to dance. He whisks you into the middle of the room where otherworldly couples are already pairing up to dance. You ever take anything seriously? Not if I can help it. Now come on. He fits you close against him, expertly leading you to a fast beat of the music. You can't help but notice again this lack of heartbeat. What secrets are you hiding from me, Kaine? But he keeps you well distracted with his wild dance moves until you're breathless and laughing. Where did you learn to dance like that? 80s movies set in the 60s, or maybe I was there in person. You'll never know. He gives you an enigmatic grin, pulls you close, tipping up your chin to look at him. Are you enjoying your time in NYC so far? I've definitely enjoyed the company. His grin is positively feral as he suddenly tips you backwards into a dip. Kaine clutches your shoulders for balance, but his hand is at the small of your back, his steadying his iron. Relax. Think I'd let you fall. Your heartbeat seems so loud, you wonder if you've accidentally slowed time. Lost in his eyes, you let your head fall back, breathing, feeling his breath on your throat. You're not such bad company yourself, you know. When he finally slowly pulls you back upright, you find the music has faded away. Finally, Kaine transports you to an alley near the doors of a nightclub where the wraiths are gathering. Your palms are sweaty. You follow his lead as you approach the burly bouncer outside the club, who raises an eyebrow at you both, even as Kaine flashes the sigil. I don't recognize you two. I know all of Ferris's people. More's the pity, spending too much time with Ferris when you could be serving the Lord of Desire. I'm his ambassador. And my lovely companion here is... You cut in with a smirk. Mona. I swear to God if you say Lisa. And I'm his, human companion. Human, huh? You really must be bold coming to a place like this. Kaine grins, tightening a possessive arm around your waist. My girl's a daredevil, what can I say? Hey, I see no problem with it. Except maybe for her. Leave it to one of Kaine's people to bring arm candy to a wraith summit. Good enough to eat. So, this has been fun. Can we go in? The bouncer pulls back a velvet rope and lets you pass. Then the last you hear is him calling after you. Hey, you lot really know how to dress. You taking applications? You head inside the smoky, red-lit nightclub, swarming with what could pass as well-dressed humans drinking and dancing, but you know better. As you glide in on Kaine's arm, heads turn, eyes fix on you. Everyone is looking at me. Of course they are, you're gorgeous. He steers you through the crowd to sit at the bar, where the bartender pours you a couple of drinks. We didn't order these? On the house, beautiful. Kaine tips a shot back without even hesitation. Oh, live a little Willow, or should I say Mona. Why does nobody recognize you if you're supposed to be some big shot? You have to lean in close to be heard over the pulsing beat of the music. Easy, I've got a glamour up. You can't see it, but to the race I look completely different. Check it. He gestures to a mirrored wall across from you, and you stifle a gasp, seeing yourself sitting next to an attractive stranger who looks nothing like Kaine. Interesting. It's kind of genius. His eyes go dreamy in admiration of himself. I am kind of a genius. But yeah, it's one thing to lean on my name by association. If we'd get caught, I'd rather it be me. Right, of course. You and Kaine drink at the bar a bit, observing a few groups of wraiths surrounding you. We should mingle, see what gossip we can pick up on. Any particular scum or villains standing out to you? Yes, the cheerleaders. The loud, boastful race at the bar. The sipping cocktail in the corner type. I don't know. Cheerleaders have always been the villains. You're soon drawn to a group of loud wraiths boasting about their exploits. This looks promising. Oh yeah? Well, I wiped out a coven of 4 witches last week, solo. You swallow down bile as Kaine clears his throat and squeezes your hand to remind you where you are. Huh, a coven. I took down a guardian and a halo. I stole a halo. Yeah, I use it for target practice. The race guffaw and clap, the boaster on the back, but you can't help yourself. Guardians don't even have halos. Yeah, let's try that one. You're so full of it. A beat of silence passes as the race take notice of your approach. You glare in your diss. You're suddenly worried you've made a foolish move when... Hey, she's right, you idiot. I bet you've never kicked a puppy, much less killed a guardian. Why would I kick a puppy? They're not our enemies. I mean, I did 2 kill a guardian. I'm sure some of them have halos. Laughter surges through the circle, pointing at the lying braggart. You relax. You know, when the Wraith King gets free, it'll be open warfare on the Guardians. I'll get as many damn halos as I want then. That's just so wrong. And in the meantime, my stock portfolio blows his out of the water. You shake your head and try not to let your fury, bafflement, the pit of fear in your stomach overcome you. Good for you, man. Maybe you can just retire from the wraith thing and focus on the stock market. It sounds promising. As the wraith seems to consider it, you catch Kaine's eyes, somehow finding back a giggle and growing nausea. At least we found out that some affairs people are dorks and losers. It takes all sorts, I guess. Oh, we get to select them all? Oh boy, let's go see the cheerleaders. You and Kaine amble over to a couple cozied in the corner, and they're clearly bored, Fran eyeing the dance floor pointedly. Her attention snaps you to as you walk up. Okay, you two look hot. I guess you can talk to us. Oh, thank you for the permission. She scoots over on the couch and pats the spot next to her. I'm Annalise. This is my brother Tucker and his cute little human toy, Nev. You're human? No, humans and wraiths carried on together? Nev is the entitled, or enlightened type. From his lap, Nev smiles at you, brushing back his hair. Oh yeah, I'm part of the movement. The movement? Wipe out witches once and for all. Because they have too much power, and the witch magic is evil and unnatural, and... Oh, of course, yeah, the movement, definitely. I'm glad to see another human who sees the potential of wraith kind. You lay your hand fawningly on Kaine's chest, and he smiles languidly. Humans can be quite fun, can't they? So, like, what's your deal? We don't get a lot of sexy newcomers around here, just when I thought this party was just gonna be a snores fest. Yeah, total bore until you shut up. Shut up! Tucker doesn't keep you around to talk, mortal. She looked you up and down with a barely contained smirk. No, Vince, I'm sure you're fine. We're here on behalf of the Lord of Desire. Does that mean you know Kaine? What's he like? Heard he's so hot. He's gotta be hot, right? Kaine is, Yeah, no, we'll go with the wrapped around his little finger. No way. Yes, way. He likes to pretend he's all tough and in charge and emotionally unavailable. He has to sly look at him. But I know. I've got him exactly where I want him. And what makes you so sure of that? Just a feeling I've got. Well, it's not like he's here to confirm or deny it, so we'll have to take your word for it. Tucker, baby, maybe we should hang out with this Kaine guy instead. You seem nicer than some of your friends. Baby, we're race. We're not nice. That's the whole point. I'm just saying. Well, don't. Suddenly flares with a shadowy aura, and the human on his lap freezes as the other race claps her hands with delight. You really think you're worthy of being here, much less telling me what to do. You're a low-life form. I'm doing you a favor by tolerating your presence. I'm sorry, I'll remember my place. You watch in horror as her eyes glaze over. Her whole body goes rigid as if paralyzed. You give a fearful look to Kaine, and he shakes his head subtly, grabbing your hand to still you. It's been a nice chat, but I can see you've got your own thing to work out. We should keep mingling. Interesting. You find some well-dressed wraiths sipping cocktails, chatting in a quieter section of the club. Not that I want to keep going on about work at a social outing, but your work on the Callaway Coven was really something else. Oh, what can I say? I just kept finding reasons to hang around the anchor till her anxiety got so bad that she left her sisters altogether. Then it was a simple matter to wipe them out. The bearing battle stories, are we? Why have you two been doing your part in wiping out covens? As a matter of fact, we just took one out the other today. That's correct. Mona and I have been busy working on behalf of the Lord of Desire. Hardly work when you're doing what you love, right? Nothing I love more than killing witches. How'd you do it? Well, my partner here lured one of the witches to a coffee shop for an online date, while I went after the other two. It's like you said, you You can isolate the anchor. It's easy pickings. Smart. Maybe you're okay. So have you guys been taking out a lot of covens then? Together we've destroyed dozens upon dozens since Ferris broke free of her seals. Wow. Don't be jealous. It's not your fault Ferris is the superior lieutenant. I heard she even stole a witch's reflection. I didn't know she could do that. Nor did I. You jump as a third wraith strolls up behind you with a Manhattan in the coupe glass, swirling the dark liquid with a cocktail straw. But I wouldn't doubt it. It'd be a nice trick anyway. As you suddenly feel the reality of being outnumbered by these wraiths, smiling, sipping cocktails as they casually discuss their murders, uneasiness takes hold in your gut. Anyway, should probably be moving on. With barely a glance backward, you take Kaine by the hand and make your escape. As you scramble away from the group of wraiths, the anxiety churning through you reaches new heights and your breathing starts coming quicker. Hey, you okay? You're doing great. Don't lose your head now. It's a little tricky keeping calm when you're surrounded by inhuman creatures going on about how they murdered people over martinis. Then let this inhumane creature take you out for some air. He takes you out back onto the street outside the club and far enough from the bouncer to be out of earshot. Come here, Willow. Kaine folds you into his body, wrapping his arms around you and holding you close for a long beat. Too startled to resist, you let out a shuddering sigh and let yourself relax into a hug. Better? His warmth seeps into you, even as you're struck once again by his lack of heartbeat. Surprisingly, yes, thank you. I didn't realize how unnerving it would be to have a smile and nod about the mass slaughter of witches. Should have been obvious, I guess. Yeah, it's not a pretty world. But it is, or was, your world? He pauses, considering your words, with a far-off expression. Yeah, I guess I lost the taste for it. Far be it for me to say, but it has all seemed a little tacky. It may be many things, but tacky isn't one of them. You roll your eyes, but somehow Kaine's return to form is just what you need to get your breathing under control. I have no idea how I'm gonna go back in there. I was one blast comment away from freaking out and blowing our cover. You know you don't have to. They've gotten a lot of information already. What? That everyone's killing everybody? Not really information, fam. For what it's worth, you're doing amazing. You're no ordinary mortal, but that much of Ferris's energy in one place would have made any witch break down completely. The desire isn't about, that, Willa. It's about wanting something and having the power of will to go for it. I know you have that. Kaine meets your eyes, and you once again catch sight of a moment of deep sincerity amidst all of his glibness. You're pulled in like a magnet. There are so many reasons it's a bad idea, but some part of your brain decides to shut off the overthinking and follow the pull. Your body presses close to his, almost involuntarily. Then again, sometimes desire is more straightforward. Before you can find out exactly what you're getting yourself into, you hear throat clearing from near the club door. Hey, not to interrupt, but the boss is about to speak. You don't want to miss it. Taking a steadying breath, you exchange a surprisingly grounding look with Kaine. He takes your hand with a firm squeeze, and the two of you return to the belly of the beast. Inside, you find the music turned low, and every one of the hundreds of wraiths attentively looking at a familiar woman ascending a dais in the center of the club. Friends, I'm so pleased you all could join me tonight, despite your many collective shortcomings. You see the crowd jostle nervously as her still pleasant tone takes on a hint of frostiness. You can't help but feel your own surge of nerves. You've managed not to fail me these last months. The covens we've killed, the talents we've plundered, have served their purpose. A key has been crafted. The second gate is open, and our king is one step closer to freedom. Her words set off a chain reaction. Cheers go among the crowd. The surge of power of their celebration leaves you clutching your head in a sudden spike of pain. Freeze time? No, don't do that. They'll sense it. You bite your lip so hard you can taste blood. Kaine catches the look of desperation in your eyes. Time to go. I don't know why I thought we could do this. There's no way we can defeat the Wraith King. I doubt we can even make it out of this club alive. Eerily, uncannily, you hear your own whispered words echo around you in Ferris's voice, and then she's right beside you, taking your chin in her hand. I didn't expect to make a meal of a witch tonight, but this will be fun. Oh, thought it was over. Your vision goes black. For a moment, you wonder if this is the end. Then your vision clears and you find yourself in a bizarre, twisting labyrinth. Kaine? Kaine! All alone. Now it's over. I was expecting him to just end it right there. It would have been a good cliffhanger, but apparently we're now a labyrinth. I don't know how this shit works. Anyway. Magic timey-wimey stuff, I guess. Wee-wee. Anyway, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description. Plenty of things to check out there. Without further ado, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this week's chapter. And, who knows? You know, tell me how's your day. Hopefully it's good. If not, tell me why. And, hopefully this video, hopefully what I do has made your day a little bit better. But, yeah, thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace.